You're recording.
We did pledge, I'll do the amendment to the consent agenda to add.
Is that the real Jim Milne, or is that just a recording?
Agenda.
I think it's the real Jim Milne. Good evening, everybody. We are here, your Natrona County Board of County Commissioners for our regular meeting, Tuesday, February 20th, 2024. We'll call the meeting to order. Roll call.
Commissioner Friel,
Here.
Commissioner Laird,
Excellently present.
Commissioner Milne,
Not in chamber, but on phone, so press.
Commissioner North,
Here.
Chairman Nicolason.
Here, please stand for the pledge.
Mr. Chairman,
Commissioner North.
I would make a motion to amend our current agenda to, on the consent agenda, to add in the Title 2028 grant request for the Pathfinder Walkway Bridge from the Bureau of Rec.
I'll second that.
That would be item G.
Item G, thank you.
And any discussion on that? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any opposed?
Mr. Chairman, I would also like to amend our regular agenda to include the Pathway National Heritage Area feasibility study and move forward with that.
It's been moved to add to our agenda the feasibility study for the Pathway National Heritage Area. Is there a second?
Second.
It's been moved by Commissioner North, seconded by Commissioner Friel. Any discussion? We discussed this at length today in our work session. This is a no out-of-pocket cost to the county. This is only a feasibility study. We have been, this has been kind of around as an issue since I think June of last year. And it's kind of a joint feasibility study with Carbon County. We were pleased to see a Commissioner Morris, I believe, Travis Morris from Carbon County made the trip up today along with a couple other people from Carbon County. And I think that the motion is just for the county to participate in that feasibility study. Any other discussion?
Mr. Chairman,
Commissioner Milne.
I'd just like to point out that this doesn't lock us into anything on the study. So if we're, as a commission, county, not like what we're seeing, there's nothing that's going to lead us to have to participate beyond that point. So I think that's pretty important to understand.
Very good. We'll call for a vote. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Any opposed, same sign. Motion carries. So then we would have approval of the consent agenda as amended. I'll entertain a motion on that.
Mr. Chairman, I'd make a motion that we approve the consent agenda as amended.
Second.
It's been moved by Commissioner North, seconded by Commissioner Laird. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign.
Aye.
You got to get I think we need a better connection, Commissioner Milne, because you're a day late and a dollar short. But hey, I think you said aye. And any opposed? All right, the motion carries. I'll try and pause a little bit more, Jim. Now we.
Eileen was wondering how this would work anyway, so this is a good test.
Just keep interrupting me. That'll be fine.
Okay.
All right. At this point, we're going to go into our public hearings. Tonight, we have a number of liquor licenses for renewal. And what we're going to do is declare the public hearing open for the consideration of renewal of liquor licenses. The hearing will be conducted in accordance with state statutes, rules of the Natrona County Commission, and other applicable laws. I'd ask those individuals who wish to address the commission approach the lectern and state your name and address. May we have a report from Madam Clerk?
Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, at this time, there are 17 liquor licenses presented for renewal. This includes 10 full retail liquor licenses, which is one less from last year, 2 limited retail licenses, 3 county malt beverage licenses, 1 restaurant license, and 1 airport retail liquor license. Notices have been sent to the Sheriff's Department, Health Department, County Fire, and Natrona County Planning and Zoning. All required documents have been submitted, and all publication requirements have been met. At this time, I will stand for questions.
Are there questions for our clerk? No questions for our clerk. What's the pleasure of the commission?
Mr. Chairman,
Commissioner Friel.
I would ask that we take up the matter of retail liquor license number 7, Northern Dreams, on its own and move forward with the rest.
We'll take that as a motion. Is there a second?
I'll second that motion.
It's been moved by Commissioner Friel, seconded by Commissioner North. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. All right, well, that motion carries. So at this time, I'd ask those individuals who wish to speak in favor of renewal of liquor licenses to approach the lectern. Of course, provide your name and let us know at the onset what liquor license you're wanting to visit with us about. Second call for those individuals who wish to speak in favor of any of these renewals of liquor licenses to approach the lectern. Third call for anyone who wants to speak in favor of renewal of any of these liquor licenses to approach the lectern. There being none to speak in favor of renewal of any of these liquor licenses, we'll now at this time ask those individuals who wish to speak in opposition of renewal of one or more of these liquor licenses to approach the lectern. Second call for those individuals who wish to speak in opposition to the renewal of any of these liquor licenses to approach the lectern. And the final call for individuals wishing to speak in opposition, please approach. There being no one to speak for or against the renewal of the liquor licenses, I now declare this public hearing closed. So with respect to the liquor licenses before the commission tonight, except for the Northern Dreams liquor license, I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second that.
It's been moved by Commissioner Friel, seconded by Commissioner North to approve these liquor licenses, the renewal of these liquor licenses. Any discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Any opposed, same sign. That motion passes. Next, we have the Northern Dreams renewal. At this time, I'd ask for those individuals who wish to speak in favor of the renewal of the Northern Dreams retail liquor license to approach the lectern. Second call for anyone who wishes to speak in favor of the renewal of the Northern Dreams retail liquor license.
Chairman, I wish to speak in favor for him. Did they get all their stuff done?
Ma'am,
The revamping?
ma'am, would you please
Oh.
introduce yourself?
Judy Jones, 335 North 8 Mile,
Thank you.
Casper. I was just curious if they've gotten all their renovations done and everything. Have they come through with all that, Trace?
I'm not aware of the status of the building right now.
Oh, okay. Well, if they haven't gotten it done, then I won't speak in favor. I want them to come into park.
The only thing I'm wondering is not one person showed up for any of these liquor licenses, and so
Yeah,
I'm wondering if somebody told this gentleman he didn't need to show up, because nobody's shown up. It's
I know. And Ed, I know him personally. That's why I was kind of curious. I was looking for him in the hall.
maybe you could call him. Maybe he
Yeah,
didn't
I
know he
will
was
call
supposed
him when
to
I
show
get
up,
home.
because he won't get it if he doesn't show up.
Yeah, okay. Anyway, I won't do it if he's not here to answer any of that.
I'll ask our county legal department, do you know what just in general, what the status of construction is on the remodeling?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. My understanding is that remodeling has not been finished since this time last year. No building permits have been pulled, and that according to our building department, he has not worked with the building department.
All right, thank you. Is
Do we
there
know if
any-
he's still alive, Mr. Chairman? I mean, seriously.
I do not know the status of the applicant personally. I'm going to ask for any other individuals who wish to speak in favor of the renewal of the Northern Dreams liquor license to please approach. Then at this time, that being the third call, I'll ask for those individuals who wish to speak in opposition of the renewal of the Northern Dreams liquor license to please approach the lectern. The second call for individuals wishing to speak in opposition to the renewal of the Northern Dreams liquor license, please approach. And the third call for individuals wishing to speak in opposition to the renewal of the Northern Dreams liquor license, please approach. There being no others to speak for or against the renewal of the liquor license to Northern Dreams, I now declare this public hearing closed. I would entertain a motion on the renewal of the Northern Dreams renewal.
Mr. Chairman,
Commissioner Friel,
I would make a motion to decline the renewal of this liquor license for discussion.
is there a second?
I'll second that for discussion.
It's been moved by Commissioner Friel, seconded by Commissioner North to decline to renew the Northern Dreams liquor license. Discussion.
Mr. Chairman,
Commissioner Friel.
Mr. Chairman,
Commissioner Friel.
roughly a year ago when we went through this process, Mr. Rojas was instructed to get the proper building permits and to update the property. And we've heard from legal here tonight that he has not even pulled the permits at this point in time. So that is the basis for my motion of declining this.
Commissioner Milne.
yeah, I know one of our commissioners likes to know the statute, so per Wyoming statute 124103 sub A, sub 4, if they haven't shown good cause within 1 year of issuance or transfer or remain operational, goes on down, a license or permit in violation of this paragraph shall, not should, but shall not be renewed by the local licensing authority. I think that last sentence there in that paragraph that I just mentioned is key to what we're looking at. The applicant did not show good cause, nor have they even showed up for this hearing in order to provide us with good cause. I cannot see where we cannot go against this statute where it says we shall not renew the local license.
Commissioner Laird.
Yeah, what's strange to me is that nobody showed up for their liquor license hearings. So I don't understand that. And what Mr. Rojas may have thought or not thought, but you're right about the statute, Commissioner Milne. I do know that I was told that the thing that was built out there that was not in compliance was taken down. I didn't see it for myself, but that's what I was informed. Something that was built that he didn't have a permit for, and that was torn down, or the framework was torn down. But what I had heard is the gentleman just didn't have any money, just doesn't have the money to do this. But that's hearsay, of course. And I don't know whether we could table this to find out if something's happened to this gentleman or something else, because I wouldn't even say this if other people would have shown up for their hearing, but they didn't show up for their hearing. So I don't want to discriminate against somebody who felt that he didn't need to show up because nobody else showed up. I don't know, it's confusing to me, but that's my thoughts.
Commissioner North.
I don't really like taking somebody's license like this, but at the same time, the guidelines and everything else were laid out very clearly for Mr. Rojas last year. And as far as what he needed to do to maintain that license at that time, we did give him a grace period of a year to get things started moving in the right direction. The fact that he hasn't even pulled a building permit at this point in time is a little disheartening, to say the very least. And so, because of that, I don't think we have any choice. I think the statute's very clear as far as what we have to do. And, without any other evidence, we don't have a whole lot of choice. So.
Thank you, commissioners. I tend to agree with most of the comments, especially those of Commissioner Friel and Commissioner North and Commissioner Milne. There's a good cause requirement. There's mandatory statutory language. We spent a lot of time a year ago with the applicant, I thought, trying to explain to him in great detail what was expected and what he needed to do. I don't think have any choice either but to decline to renew this. So any other discussion? I'll call for the vote. All in favor of declining the renewal of the Northern Dreams liquor license, please say aye.
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 Any opposed, same sign. That motion carries. At this time, we will go to the National Heritage Area feasibility study. Commissioner North.
I'd make a motion that we support this and yeah, as a vote to support this and go ahead and move forward with this action.
I'll second.
Discussion.
I'll vote for it, and I only vote for it on the basis that it won't cost us anything and that we're not bound by anything. This is for information purposes only.
So we were presented with some resolution language. And it was part of our packets. Commissioner North, would you please read that? I think we might want to amend your motion.
Okay. The resolution is, whereas the concept of the Pathways National Heritage Area has been proposed, the Natrona County Board of County Commissioners express its support for the feasibility study to inform the community about the merits of such congressional designation. This support is in spirit only and does not obligate the board to any financial resources or further action. The Board of County Commissioners also agrees to appoint a commissioner to serve as a point of contact and liaison and transmit questions, advice, direction, and information through the study process.
Do you have any proposed changes to that?
I would like to make one minor change is in the last sentence after question, I would put, I'd remove advise and direction, and I would put provide and information through the study process. So that last sentence is going to read, the Board of County Commissioners also agrees to appoint a commissioner to serve as a point of contact and liaison to transmit questions and provide information through the study process.
And so would you agree to amend your motion to adopt that particular statement?
Yes, I would amend it.
And can our second also adopt that?
Second, we'll amend that also.
Any other discussion? All those in favor of adopting that statement of resolution, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Sorry, Commissioner Milne, you were an aye on that. Any opposed, same sign. Okay, that motion, it carries as well. Unless I'm mistaken, it's time for public comment. Public comment, come on down.
Thank you, Commissioners, for the opportunity for me to stand in front of you. My name is Walter Mershott. I live at 6670 Coates Road here in Casper. And I'm here tonight just to voice some of my concerns. I've been out of town. I just got back a couple of days ago and found out that Mr. Kyle True is trying to mine gravel on the school section 36, which is adjacent to my property. The reason I'm here is because I want to voice my opinions and some of my concerns. My first thought was, if you want this in writing, I didn't bring it in writing. I didn't know that would be the proper thing to do, but if you do, I can write it, write all the concerns down, but not in any order other than came off the top of my head. I think the biggest thing I have is concerned is my property. If the county tax structure is correct, my property, I have two homes on the property, about 10 acres, immediately adjacent to the section. I'm paying taxes on roughly $1 million worth of property. I have a study here done, and I don't think there's a study done in Wyoming. I wish there would be one. Maybe there is if you know about it, where people in proximity to gravel pits have a devaluation of their home. If you're within a half a mile of the gravel pit and I'm within a couple hundred feet, the property value goes down 30 to 35%. So I would automatically, if this holds true for Wyoming, the study I have is not Wyoming. But if this is a national problem or study, then I just lost about $300,000 on my home, as the other people that are within a half mile, and there are quite a few residents. And then the graph goes down, it goes down to a 10% loss in property value. if you're within about 2.5 to 3 miles away. So the point being, I'm 78 years old. I'm thinking of selling my property. It's about time I retire. I don't want to lose $300,000 just because somebody wants a gravel pit. That's my big reason why I'm concerned to it. I have a whole list of other thoughts. I'll just say a few of them. If I run out of time, cut me off, but I'd gladly submit these all in writing. In looking at this plan, where my property is, and I don't have to tell you which way 90% of the wind blows. It comes from the southwest across the state school section, takes down all the loose shingles on my house, and blows all the way down Squaw Creek. Gravel pits are notoriously dusty. Is there a dust plan? Are they going to water it down? Is it going to work? And is the wind going to carry all the particulates down to the homes? There's one study that I have, I'll get you a copy of it, where all the silicone that's in the gravel gets blown, and that's a pretty damning health issue, silicone dust being blown. We're only a couple miles away from another school, the Walmart on that end of town, a lot of people in that, and all the people on Squaw Creek would be concerned about that. So the dust plan, the dust control, I have, there's a herd of antelope, 75 to 100 strong, that are on that state school section most of the winter. Now and then they move here and there. How's that gravel pit going to affect the wildlife? People go there to hike, to walk, to look at birds, and do a lot of mountain biking. And according to Mr. True, and again, this is part of a conversation, he wants to mine about 250 acres. His first conversation that I'm aware of, he said he only wanted to mine 15 acres. That's all. Well, that's an interesting point. But then after further discussion, he now wants to go to 250 acres. So is 250 acres out of 640 acre section going to be detrimental to hiking and biking and birding? I believe so. The noise, I'm told that there's going to be 2 compressors working 24/7. I guess my question is, would you like that in your backyard? Traffic, here again, I'm not 100% sure what the plan is, where they want to put the roads or where they want to dig because, or mine. But that's to be coming out, and I would like to know if I could get copies of all their geology whenever the backhoes have already been there digging holes. I'm a geologist. I understand stratigraphy. I'd like to see what their interpretation is versus what I think it is, because I've drilled some wells in that area, and I'd really like to understand that. But if you go on all trails and other sites on your internet, you're going to see places to hike in Casper. One of them is Squaw Creek, the Squaw Creek Loop. Are you going to do a Squaw Creek Loop over a 250 acre gravel pit?
Mr. Mershot, let me interrupt you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much.
Time's up.
I would encourage you to submit written comment.
I'm sorry.
I would encourage you to submit written comment.
Okay.
Then the commission will have that, and we'll have that in our permanent file.
Okay.
And can you help us understand where your property is as it relates to Coates Road or Section Township Range?
We're at the end of the
Are you at the end of Coates or Squaw Creek?
I'm on Coates Road.
You're on Coates.
If you go to the end of Coates Road, it says end of County Road, which really, according to the sheriff's department, is not really the end of the county road. Anybody can go on it. It's public access, even though it said it was private. I never did understand that. But anyhow, immediately south, I have a map here if you would like to, an extra map, if Commissioner, if you'd like to have that. But anyhow, immediately south of the intersection think section 36 and 2 is continuation of Coates Road, and I am right there. Would this help? Do you want to submit a map now, or
You know,
I can submit it later?
why don't you submit it later?
Later?
I think, yeah, in fairness to everybody, we can
Okay.
try to keep this to 5 minutes as
Understood.
best we can. And so in fairness, let's conclude for now. But, you know, I think we'd like to hear more about the situation. So keep in touch and do submit something in writing to us.
Okay, I'm about 500 feet from the section,
Very good.
give or take. Am I out of time?
You're out of time.
I'm out of time.
You're out of time. Thank you, though.
Is there a possibility of purchasing another 5 minutes, or is that not part of? You can always ask.
We don't, this government doesn't work like that.
Okay.
You're welcome to contact one or more of us in the future as early as tomorrow. And then if we put it on a work session in 2 weeks, that's a possibility as well. And then you have much more than 5 minutes. So just be in touch with us. Thank you.
Thank you for the time.
Other public comment?
Hello, my
Good
name
evening.
is Steve Logan. I am at 5280 Squaw Creek. Again, in regards to the gravel pit development that we were just discussing, I do have some documents here for you guys too as well. Do you want those passed around to each one of you, or?
It's your 5 minutes. If you
Okay,
wanna
sounds very good. I
pass
will
those
get,
to us. We can look at them while you're talking, or however you want to handle it.
to the extremes of the county, to the estimated county commissioners, we, the understanding residents of the community adjacent to the school section, Coates Road, Squaw Creek, and the surrounding regions hereby express a strong opposition to the proposed gravel pit development by Prisms Logistics, managed by Kyle True. The concerns that I have in regards to this are the environmental and the water system impact, the development process, significant threat to the local environment and the vital of Squaw Creek system. The mining of the 250 acres could severely impact the water quality and disrupt the natural ecosystem, affecting both humans and wildlife. The health and safety is the opposition risk, increasing the dust particles matters, possessing several health risks, especially under the windy conditions. This issue is particularly acute for the residents near Squaw Creek, or the environmental conditions could exacerbate the exposure. Impact also is on the livestock and the agriculture. The existing strain of the water system from the livestock could be worsened by the gravel pit, potentially damaging local agriculture and harming livestock. The health due to compromised water quality and grazing land. The quality of life and the community characters. The introduction of the gravel pit would disturb our peaceful natural surroundings, understanding communities' characters, and potentially decreasing the property values, as was stated earlier. The infrastructure and safety and concerns, the increase in the heavy machinery, trucks, traffic would overburden local roads, particularly Coates roads and the routes through Squaw Creek area, leading to the safety risk and the need for the expensive infrastructure repairs. Given these significant concerns, we respectfully urge the county commissioners to conduct exhausting environmental impact assessment, especially regarding the Squaw Creek water system, to understand and fully extent of the potential damage, holding public hearings for the community members to express their concerns for the transparent discussions about the gravel pit impacts. Most importantly, we strongly advocate for the exploration and alternate location for the gravel pit. With Wyoming's vast open spaces, there are undoubtedly more sustainable sites that would minimize the environmental degradation, health risk, and community disruption. These alternatives can fully fill the need of the gravels without compromising the well-being of the densely populated and environment sensitive areas. We implore the county commissioners to prioritize the preservation of our community's health, safety, and environmental integrity in the decision-making process. Thank you for your dedication, your welfare of the community, and also considering our plea to the rejection of the Prism Logistic proposal gravel pit in favor of a more suitable location for them. So, can't remember if I have something here on the last page. I think he actually hit upon quite a few things that we were actually discussing about the water value. That water value actually goes down and hits a lot of the neighbors in Squaw Creek and also in Coates Road area and stuff like that. So that would be a disrupt. The other thing that they'd be disrupting is not only they're going to try to find a way to limit that dust and stuff. So of course they're going to pull all of their water and stuff from that Squaw Creek. I can literally tell, I have a pond up in that area. I can tell when the cows and stuff are moving up there, when they're actually up in that area, that the limited amount of water that actually flows down through there and stuff too as well. So I'd appreciate you guys really considering this. If there's more that we need to maybe get involved with the state and stuff like that, because that is a piece of state land that he's actually doing that with. If direction or anything like that, I would greatly appreciate that too as well.
Well, we can't give you a direction in terms of legal advice, but if it were me and the state has jurisdiction over any part of this, I'd be in touch with the state. So you might give that some more thought. And then what's your address again?
5280 Squaw Creek.
Very good. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Any other comment tonight from the public? Good evening.
Mr. Commissioners, I'm Greg Werger at 7,000 Coates Road and 6855 Coates Road. I became aware of a pending gravel pit up on Coates Road, and make no mistake about it, it's the gravel lease, and I'm in touch with the state for the lease and the DEQ for the permit, trying to get copies of them, and struggling to get those copies. But Section 36 is a school section, Township 33 North, Range 80 West, and that permit or lease extends through Section 35 state and Section 34 state. And when I was looking out this weekend at the pits that were being dug for the samples, I could throw a rock at the backhoe and hit him, because in front of my front door, 100 yards is state land. And they're out there digging right in front of me on state land for the pits. Sunday night, Mr. Kyle True came and visited me at the house. I said, Kyle, what's the plan? First, I knew the Trues were even involved. He says, I'm going to do 15-acre increments until I've completed 250 acres of the school section. I says, that's a third of the school section. Squaw Creek runs right through the middle of it. I said, how? And it's designated a special use section. This is because of the proximity to the city. It's right up Coates Road. Coates Road goes through the middle of it where it terminates at the end of the county road. I've also talked to Mr. Mike Hagler. His text back to me was, Greg, this is going to be a huge hit to the residents on Coates Road. He just rebuilt Coates Road not many years ago, and it's going to be a huge hit to the residents going up and down that road. As an example, last week on the slick hillside going down to 220, a car took the stop sign out. You cannot stop a vehicle coming down that road, let alone a gravel truck filled with tons of gravel. Tons of gravel. Kyle told me he gets about $12 a ton. It's going to cost him $4 to $6 to excavate it and deliver it. He's going to give the state back 60 cents out of a $12 ton of gravel. To me, that's just unbelievable for us to allow a gravel pit on the west side of town that close to all these residents. Why that's important? Because our western, southwestern winds go straight into Squaw Creek, straight into Wolf Creek, straight to Fort Casper Academy where there's kids. Walt may have misspoke when he said 2 compressors. Kyle says there are 2 crushers that will be working. Excavators will be coming up, dumping sand in them. I don't care what you do for dust suppression, but Mr. Walter has a study on silica sand crystals floating through the wind and the air into those school kids at Fort Casper Academy, and I've informed them of the pending gravel pit. The other thing I said to Kyle, he was telling me how great this gravel pit's going to be for me. I said, I look at Cloud Peak today, and I look at the Bighorns. I'm also 70 years old, and I'm planning to sell as a retirement and get off of that windy Casper Mountain. And so that's a concern to me. Kyle, those state lands go all the way to what I termed the true compound. He corrected me, that's not the right term. But those state lands go right up against their private line. I said, if this thing's so great, why don't you do it in your front yard? And he explained the noise, the air pollution, the light pollution, everything that I was arguing about there, plus the traffic. He couldn't see taking all those trucks in and out of Wyoming Boulevard where this state land adjoins Wyoming Boulevard. So I will write my comments and my concerns, and we are organizing today, and we hope that you guys will be very respectful of our land up there, and please, anything we can do. I don't even know the process. I know he's got the permit and he's got the lease. I'm not sure what the commissioners do now other than zoning or maybe disallow the traffic on Coates Road. I'm not sure. I'd sure like to hear what the process is.
Thank you, Mr. Berger. We appreciate it. Council. We have a vacant planner position. Have there been any applications received by the planning department, to your knowledge, for action in regard to this project?
Mr. Chair, off the top of my head, I'm not aware if there are or not any pending, but I can check this.
Commissioner North and I were similarly unaware of anything actually presented to the county at this point. To answer your question directly, I don't know what the county's jurisdiction will be. It seems like we would be reviewing something on this, probably the planning commission first, and perhaps a planner or someone hired by the county to act as a temporary planner first. We can get back to you on that. We need to know. We appreciate the public tonight bringing this issue up in front of us, and do submit your comments in writing. That'll have your phone number, and we can get back in touch with you and Mr. Mershot and Mr. Logan. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, if it was me, I'd
Commissioner
call the
Lair.
governor. That's what I'd do if it was me. State-owned land. I can't give you any advice, though.
All righty. Thank you for your time and consideration. I appreciate it.
You bet. Thank you.
Yeah, if you'll, even if you resubmit stuff with maps or whatever else, if you'll just put your name on it at that time, that way we can put it all in the file together, and that'll work fine. So you don't have to do it on this. So Yeah, otherwise anonymous doesn't work very well a lot of times. Yeah, if you just put your name and stuff on there, you don't have to give it to us right now. You can turn it in later on.
Any other public comment?
Well, this opens up a nice can of worms, huh, boys? Judy Jones, 335 North 8 Mile. Let's start with the land use plan, guys. See what's in there, what's allowed up in there. Those are some really nice houses, and I mean million-dollar homes that probably are not going to be looking too darn good after the wind starts blowing on them. Secondly, I think we've all discussed this before about putting things where they don't belong. Okay, there's plenty of areas that they can do exactly what they're doing in light industrial, heavy industrial, and all of that, and not in neighborhoods. So I want to remind you guys about, oh, sorry to see her go. Goodbye. Hope she's having a good time. But the point is, go back to your land use plan. You guys work for us. You're supposed to be protecting us. I want to see you do it this time. You know, we've had enough of the willy-nilly. Let's put a car crushing outfit in the middle of agriculture. Oh, that sounds good. You know, I've had a flat tire for the last 8 months every week, just driving down Zero Road. That these guys, those are some nice houses up there, and they're building the apartments up there, and it looks to be all residential. I mean, you got Walmart there, you got the eateries and all of that. Why would you put a crushing gravel pit up there? It's just stupid. So anyway, there's my thoughts on it.
Thank you. Thank you. Any other comment?
Rosemary Saban, Natrona County resident. The fact of the matter is that I thought that was for the zoning plan so that we could prevent these kind of things. You are our local representation. As far as I know, local representation in Teton County with the issues on the sale of the state Kelly parcel, local representation got involved on behalf of those citizens. Also, in the Rock Springs area, local representation is involved and state level representation is involved on the BLM land. So I think you guys could, help these people out a little bit with some recommendations and look at it. I understand if you didn't know that it was that it was an issue right at this moment, but
Right, and if I can interrupt, and this won't count against your time, I think we're very willing to listen to these people and see what the appropriate place for the commission is. So I think we're on the same wavelength there.
Okay.
Go ahead.
there are some, they are bringing up valid points, and I can tell you, gentlemen, that my time spent in North Dakota, they hauled in scoria and gravel, foreign materials for the roads up there, and the semi usage on those roads, the dust blowing across there into the cattle pastures. It actually there was an issue with it grinding off the teeth of the cows. So these are valid complaints and concerns, and you gentlemen are country folk and have a good understanding of this. So it would be helpful. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other public comment? Seeing no other public comment, we'll turn to commissioner comments. Commissioner Laird.
Besides having a lot of nice homes up there, sure a lot of nice people too. And I know some of them, maybe all of them. And I'll have to admit to you guys, I don't know whether we have authority over that. So we have a county attorney over there and a county attorney staff, so I'm assuming that the chairman will probably have her take a look at what authority we do have with respect to the state and land that they own. My thought process would be that you probably would want to get a hold of everybody that might have any authority, and the state would certainly be one of the first people on my list. You've made a very compelling argument about it. I know Kyle True. He's a nice guy. I don't think he'd do anything illegal, really. And I don't, but I've asked Dave North, who's a senior member of this commission, and he is aware of the property, but wasn't aware, I don't think, of what was going on there, and I certainly wasn't. But I sure do want to find out, and about all I can tell you is I'll try to find out what's happening and who has the authority to do anything, whether it's us or the state or a combination, because that's a possibility. And I do thank you all for coming in and pointing this out to us. And I like to think we do our job and we do it fairly and properly and listen to what the people have to say. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner North.
Well, the legislative session started last week, and a few of us were down there before that and got kind of thrown to the wolves on some stuff, but I'm really glad that I'm not one of our representatives or senators right now, because they're spending a lot of long hours. The number of bills that got killed because they didn't make it out of committee or to introduction is, I don't know if it's a record, but it's got to be pretty close, because there's a lot of them that didn't make it. Property tax issues are one of the biggest things that we've talked about a lot over the last few years, and some good bills died, and there's some that have made it through that I just shake my head and wonder how. But I would recommend that you take a look at those bills and read and see which ones are still alive. Look at those bills and contact your legislators down there. They listen to you, just like we listen, during public comment. That's the only way we get things changed, is right now is the time to do it. I recommend that you do that. I'm not going to tell you which ones are good for you and which ones aren't good for you. That's, everybody has to make their own decision on that, but you got to read the bills and find out what they really say, because don't go by what they claim in the title, because a lot of time the title is very deceptive. So read through them, see what's going on, see what's going through the Senate right now and the House, and take a stand, and don't be afraid to call those people. They will listen and they will respond. And they really want to hear from their constituents, because if they don't, they're going by what they're being told by other people, and they really want to hear from you guys. So I just want to make sure that everybody knows that, and take that initiative. Go out there and look at it, because there are some bills out there that are going to be dramatic changes to the way we do things if they get passed. Some good, some bad. So, thanks.
Thank you, Commissioner Friel.
I don't have anything tonight.
Commissioner Milne.
No, I'd like to thank everybody for coming out tonight. Thank you for bringing that information forward. None of us were aware of Squaw Creek necessarily. So do appreciate that. This is the only way we can find out things sometimes is by you bringing it to us. So really do. I'd also like to thank the House representatives that attended meeting with the commissioners and the sole senator. I know the Senate was busy, so they didn't get a lot of time to come visit with us, but I do appreciate everybody that did make time one evening and were available to all of us to talk about some of the bills that are out there that we kind of deemed very important to discuss. Short of that, good evening.
Thank you. I don't have anything tonight that hasn't already been covered, so I won't waste any time. At this time, I would entertain a motion to adjourn into executive session pursuant to Wyoming Statute 16-4-405A, Romanet 9, and Wyoming Statute 16-4-405A, Romanet 2.
So moved.
It's been moved by Commissioner Laird. Is there a second?
Second.
It's been seconded by Commissioner Friel. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. And when we reconvene, it will just be for the purpose of concluding the meeting. Thank you.
Should I give you the one with my name on there and put it in the file then?
Right there. That's the boss.
That's the boss. He's the one that gives us all the information.
Heather. Check it out. It's a sweet spot in my heart. I mean, just a user. What's her name? She is rocking that place. You know, Jim Wright, she took over from Jim Wright. Jim Wright had some health issues. Had some health issues, and she's rocking it. She is rocking it. She came to our crap meeting. She grass restoration. Okay. Right. So, CRAP is the acronym for Cheap Grass Restoration Action Plan. Yeah, about the CRAP meeting, and man, she had maps and stuff. I was so impressed. I thought, all right, so you've got,
Put your name here so I can tell her.
yeah, tell her Brian Connolly said, yeah.
Sure will. Anywhere I take this home with me. You know, I don't know if you already noticed, she's had a lot of issues walking.
No, she was, anyway.
She's gonna get a lot of that. It's gonna get better.
Good.
Pretty good. I'll even just give her this, but yeah, it's nice to hear that
Oh,
someone.
yeah, she's, and she's young, yeah, she's young.
We're out of our executive session. We reconvene for the purpose of adjourning. We're adjourned.